So the original post, that's my name, Reda Ruhani, and r/spellcaster reviews 20 days ago. Legitimacy, is it someone who's been there for a while? Someone who has reviews all over the internet and testimonials, no matter where you look? We live in the era of fake, but some things cannot be faked, right? I would say sincerity cannot be faked. All of these platforms, all of these reviews, all of these testimonials, you can go on my YouTube channel and watch hour-long to 2 hours long testimonials of people, different people. You see my banner, Arabic High Magic, Reda Ruhani. We are showing our faces, the business, everything is congruent. Okay, everything speaks to each other. Everything connects well together. So 4 years on Etsy, 546 sales. These are sales, right? These are people who are buying my stuff and reviewing it. These are actual sales from real clients. And 313 reviews. He said, why? I said, you know what? Let's meet face to face. So me ghosting people, I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy who's gonna text you to infinity. If you have an issue, let's meet face to face. I'm telling you should look at this. Lobotomy can 350 contributions over 5 years of Reddit. So you've been on Reddit for 5 years. I've been doing Magic Online for 5 years. It is safe. It is stable. Your body accepts it. Your body is ready for it. You're reading 80% water. Your body yearns for it. I'm here for you. You need anything, come get in touch with me. People on Reddit blaming other people, taking responsibility for your own actions and decisions. No one is coming to save you. No one. I tell my clients, you can only take one person to heaven. You have only one soul inside one body. Your own children, your flesh and blood, if you want to take them to heaven and they're unruly, they don't want anything to do with that, you cannot. Today we're going to do something a little bit out of the ordinary for me, which is a reaction video. A few days ago I was talking to someone, a friend, and it was also a client of mine, and they mentioned Reddit. The saying goes that if it's on Reddit, it must be true. So I thought, let me go see what people are saying about me. My initial thought was to make an account and reply to people. But after that, I had an idea to do it live, face to face. I come from a time where people, they had something to say, they would say it in front of each other. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm not the type to hide behind the keyboard, the screen, a pseudonym, or a username. I'm a face-to-face kind of guy. I thought it would be fun. And of course, you would see my reaction live. And of course, you're welcome to follow along on your device if you want to see. I'm reading on Reddit. So Reddit here, let us see. Okay. Reda Ruhani. All right. 22 days ago. So this is pretty recent. Okay. So the original post, that's my name, Reda Ruhani, and r/spellcaster reviews 20 days ago. Username specialist _N2559. Just curious if anyone had an experience with him. It can speak to his legitimacy. Thanks for those who are able to respond. First of all, an experience. Yes, experience. There are plenty of experiences. Legitimacy. So what is legitimacy? Legitimacy, is it someone who's been there for a while? Someone who, you know, has reviews all over the internet and testimonials, someone who has a reputation of transparency, honesty, and working in people's best interests? What is legitimacy? At what point do we say someone is legitimate? We live in the era of fake, where everything can be faked. So it's harder today than ever before. But some things cannot be faked, right? I would say sincerity cannot be faked. Truth cannot be faked. When you hear truth, it feels right. People don't need to convince you of the truth. You just feel it in your bones. Let's say those are fake. If you go in my Facebook group, would you see posts by people giving testimonials and reviews? And those are people who really wanted to help someone else step into something that is both safe and proven, right? But again, let's play devil's advocate here. Let's say all of that is fake, right? All of these platforms, all of these reviews, all of these testimonials. You can go on my YouTube channel and watch hour-long to 2 hours long testimonials of different people sharing about their experiences, what they were going through before we met, the work that we did together, the transformations they have witnessed in their lives after the work has unfolded the way it was supposed to be. So at one point, do you say, you know what? I think this person is legit. I think this person is legitimate. Some people, there's a veil on their heart. It's never enough. How am I going to be able to maintain this facade if I'm illegitimate for all this time? It is literally impossible. We go by process of elimination here. So testimonials and interviews, yeah, go watch them. I tell people, go do your due diligence. I'm not here to convince you. When you come to me, you are a believer. You are someone who's convinced. You're an action taker. We're not here to waste each other's time. Testimonials, reviews, go watch the interviews. You cannot fake the emotion and the sincerity and the energy of someone who's been through hell and is sharing candidly about it. You cannot fake that. If that's not legitimate, I don't know what is. These are social media platforms. If we go on Etsy, you look up my store, you see my banner, Arabic High Magic, Reda Ruhani. We're showing our faces, everything is congruent here. Okay, everything connects well together. Spiritual work you can count on. You can count on me because I'm not the guy who's going to give you something and then disappear. And I am the same guy who's showing his face, talking to you face to face right now, eye to eye. So you can count on me, you can count on my work. Now, Arabic High Magic, 4 years on Etsy. So close to 5 years on social media. 4 years on Etsy, 546 sales. These are actual sales from real clients. And 313 reviews. That's more than a 50% average of all the sales I've made who have actually taken the time to leave a review on Etsy. And best of all is the rating. The average rating for 313 reviews over 4 years is 5 stars. And these are not some generic reviews like good customer service. The item is exactly as described. You can go see people and they tell you this is the real deal. This stuff is happening. It's manifesting. The spirits are working. There's spiritual backing being provided here. Okay? Verified buyers, real sales. And to boot, a star seller badge. It's easier lost than obtained. I can tell you that much. It means people are happy. They are satisfied. Let's put all of that, the verified buyers, the sales, the testimonials, the reviews, the posts on the group, the public reviews on the Facebook page. Let's put all that aside and then go to Reddit, ask some unknown character with motives that we cannot speak about if Reda Ruhani is legitimate. Do your due diligence, guys. But again, if all of this cannot convince you, we are not a good fit to work together. This means that I give you work, put it in front of you, you get results, and you're still gonna doubt them. And the way that magic is ruled by cause and effect, you can always argue against your own results, against your own blessings. Even Allah, you can argue against it, because otherwise, people would all believe in God, right? Because this lowly world is ruled by cause and effect. So we can really just avoid each other at this point. I work with serious people, not curious people. And I'm getting better at filtering these kinds of people. I have no issue issuing a refund before we ever meet each other. I'm not here to waste my time, not here to waste your time. So first comment, I ordered from him some years back and it didn't work. And then I got ghosted when I followed up. And mind you, his prices are not cheap. Okay, let's break this down. I ordered from him some years back. First of all, I've been working for 5 years. I would not have the reputation that I have. I would not be where I am today if I was ghosting people. That is not my type. Maybe your email or your message got lost in the cracks. I don't know, but ghosting people, I've never done that. People who come to me with concerns, I'm here not just by message. I can meet them face to face. I just did that with a client last Friday. He got a pact for something and it didn't work out as he intended it to. He said, why? I said, you know what? Let's meet face to face. So me ghosting people, I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy who's going to text you to infinity. If you have an issue, let's meet face to face. He asked me the hard questions and I gave him the hard answers that he didn't want to hear. But he took them in his stride. Long story short, at the end of the consultation, he said, Reda, there are so many things that happen that it becomes undeniable that you know your work, that there was something happening, that the spirits were working for me. It just was not meant to be. He made some mistakes in that situation and he actually took responsibility. That conversation ended with him saying, you know what? I'm going to order another pack from you. because I believe in your work. How many synchronicities that you need to see in order for it to become undeniable? Some people, it takes them a long time. Some people, they see between the lines, they read the writing on the wall, and they get it right away. The people who get the most are the loyal, returning customers. You can see in my reviews, as Allah is my witness, people, they say that the pact and movement has already manifested before I actually sealed it. So I'm not here ghosting people. If I ghosted you, maybe there was some misunderstanding, reach out to me. Put Reddit in the title. I'm here to help you get a resolution. You might be a competitor, okay? Reda, I have followed your work for many months and years, and I can honestly say you are the most forthcoming and transparent individual who works in this field. That is something you ought to be very proud of. Thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate it. So you're either a hater, a non-believer, or one of those people, you don't want a result. You don't want a solution. What you want is someone to blame. You want someone to take responsibility, because as I always tell people, when you hire me, I take on a portion. I take the spiritual portion of your issue on me. I cannot take the whole problem on me because you are responsible for your life. However, I take care of the spiritual backing. Yes. But some people, they want to hire you to lay the responsibility on you. Guess what? No one is coming to save you. No one. Not me, not the jinns, not angels, not anyone else. You are responsible for your own life. So this is Lobotomy Cat. Let me just click on their profile, see their history, see maybe if I could just guess who this is. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wow, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I see it. Wow. You are quite the spell client. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys. I just came right out and told you about a guy that his pack didn't work out. That's why no one can promise results. And he made mistakes. I told him, these are the mistakes you made. And he says, you know what? He had the maturity, the growth, the self-awareness to say, hey, you know what? I made the mistakes. But ghosting someone, I've never done it. So I had some people reach out and they're like, I have this situation. I'm never going to ghost them. Yeah, I'm going to reply when I have the time, but I'm not going to ghost them. Ghosting people has never been me, will never be me. So that's the thing. And then when I followed up, I did investigations for people who are not happy, who raise concerns. I'm going to tell you 3 things when people don't get results. And this is going to serve you in your practice. And this is going to serve you no matter what you're doing. 3 things. Okay? These are the main reasons people are not getting results in their practice. First of all, they are not taking action or not stopping doing the things that got them in trouble in the first place. I'm going to give you an example. Someone wants to get a job, they need to apply, blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes, right? Someone lost their special somebody because they were an asshole, and then we do something to bring that special somebody back and reestablish connection, because I don't do coercion, I try to just reestablish the connection in a natural way, but they don't stop being an asshole. This is why you have to do what needs to be done and stop doing what you need to stop doing. The second thing is that people are not consistent, meaning they forget. They move on to the next thing. And from the looks of it, you are this kind of person. You don't have any follow through. Meaning, if we do a pact for weight loss, you need to go to the gym. As one jinn told me, he said, you need to lay off the bagels. This is something that he said when I did an investigation for a client. People are not consistent, and also they don't make their offerings. I made my work accessible, easy. You need to remember the spirits who are working with you. Now, if you forget about them, they forget about you. They won't stop working for you because they're bound to the agreement. However, your file can be put at the bottom of the pile. The third thing, and the most important and prevalent, is spiritual blockages. When you're on Etsy, in public, I can tell you for a fact there are people who are spiritually afflicted and they buy my work and get results. And when you see the prevalence of spiritual afflictions in society, it speaks volumes about the spirits that I work with, their consistency, their dependability, and also their capability. Okay? But not everyone who comes to me buys something. I need to tell them, you need to get a spiritual diagnosis. Then we need to heal you. I have clients, they come to me, they do a spiritual diagnosis. They find that They are spiritually afflicted. They said, let's put that to the side right now. I need to focus on my wealth. I say, we can do that, but with you taking full responsibility and in full knowledge that it's not going to give its full effect. Why? Because I care about my reputation. I care about my legitimacy. I work in people's best interest. I work with people transparently. Otherwise, I would say, yeah, send the money, let's do it. And this is what these people do. You go to them, you say, oh, I'm doing bad, this and that. And they say, okay, let's fix the symptom. Let's not fix the issue. After that, you have invested all that money and that time. So, you get onto that spiritual treadmill, so to speak. Thank you so much. Your dedication, all the support you give, you're a real gem. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much, Shweta. And it is my honor and privilege to give that support to people who are deserving like you. Hey guys, give this a heart because this is on Reddit. Whatever is on Reddit is true, right? So today I'm going on Reddit now. It's going to be true. And his prices are not cheap. That's funny. You see the guy who said the pact didn't work. Just this Friday, we had a consultation. He said, he said, you're too cheap. I get that all the time. I don't get it from people who are comparing me to spellcasters they write your intention on the bay leaf and burn it because the universe will manifest it. That's not what we're doing here. I'm putting my soul, my time, my energy into this. I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears into this. So yeah, I have to be compensated accordingly. And I don't live in a place where cost of living is really low. Right? So I have to charge according to my obligations and responsibilities. Cheap is relative. There are levels to this. Food, cars, clothes. There are levels to everything. I don't consider myself luxury. I consider myself very affordable, very accessible. When you are hiring a spiritual worker, you are taking risks. You are putting your health, that of your loved ones, your whole life at risk. Whenever you get work from someone, you give them your information. I'm sure if any one of you has been burned, let me know in the comments. I can see it across the board all the time. Every few weeks I have someone say, oh, I went to deal with this person, this and that. So what is the thing that is worth it? Josephine is asking a question here. What about divine timing? Can a pact, contract work if it's against divine timing, or there's there really such thing as divine? Absolutely, there is divine timing. Everything we say, inshallah, meaning if Allah wants. Not only timing, is if He wants. If He wants, then it will happen. There is nothing that can go above divine will. And if you deal with Shaitan, Lucifer, or whatever name you want to call him, himself, and he gives you something, know that it was by Allah's will and on Allah's time. There is no escaping that. I don't care how powerful you are, how knowledgeable you are, how deep and down and dirty in the hellfire you end up. Everything you get is by Allah's will. All the power that Shaitan, that Lucifer has on this earth and in hell is by Allah's will. So yes, there is such a thing as divine timing. Divine timing, subhanAllah, it's always for the better. When Allah doesn't want things to work out, eventually there's always a silver lining. So many times that I had an apparent setback, apparent delay, or anything that happened in my life, when I look back 6 months, 9 months, 1 year down the line, I say, you know what? Allah saved me from something much, much worse. Allah saved me in ways I could not comprehend at the time. If we have the maturity, if we have the introspection, Allah always saves us from what's worse. Every single time. Allah is like this nurturing source of love and light and guidance, mercy and grace that is infinite. If you have any questions, it's my pleasure to answer. I'm here to help you guys out. It's not just about reading what other people have to say, but the people who are here to connect. That's what I'm here for, and I'm all about that connection. Prices are not cheap, that's relative. You want to buy a Carrera, there's the Carrera, the 2S, the 4S, the GTS, then you go into the GT3, and then the GT. There's something for everyone. If you like to get the spell work, to pay $20, $50, we are not a good fit to work together. And if you want me to do something for you, it's going to take me 4, 6 hours, 12 hours, a day and a half. How am I going to do that? It makes no sense. Prices. So then Sunshine replies, Sunshine 2024. Damn, I checked his prices. His prices are high. I didn't see any legit success reviews. Really though? I'm going to be posting this live in this subreddit so they can see me replying to them face to face. This is something to watch out for, guys. I created my account. It is Ruhani. Okay, so you're going to see me on Reddit. Any legit success reviews, look, you haven't looked hard enough. As I told you, Instagram, Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube testimonials, and then Etsy by verified buyers. I also heard about him. I don't know if the reviews are correct. These reviews on Etsy, they're from verified buyers. Meaning if you're not a buyer, you cannot make a review. And then Etsy is going to charge me a platform fee. It takes a percentage of what I make. So do you think I'm going to buy my own work or create a custom? Why would I need to do that? How much money would I have to spend to get all these 313 reviews? That makes no sense. So I don't know if the reviews are correct. You guys have a filter over your heart of truth. My content, my product descriptions, everything about me, it is as much about attracting the right people as it is about detracting the wrong people. Okay? So this is perfect example of the wrong people. And it's not because you got in touch with me. It's not because you paid me. I just refunded a guy. I said, we're not a good fit to work together. That's it. I also heard about him. Did you hear about him through trustfully people or just online? So who do you trust in this world, right? Who do you trust? No one. I put my trust in Allah. There are a few people who are there in my heart. But at the end of the day, there are mechanisms, right? The testimonials, people telling their stories, people actually pouring their heart out, not for their own benefit, but for the benefit of others, letting other people know that there is hope, that there is light at the end of the tunnel, right? That they can transform their lives for the better. And again, sincerity, honesty cannot be faked. Truth has that special feeling that cannot be faked. Trust, I don't know anyone from private life who has worked with him. That's why you should ask around, because he's really expensive. Relative, guys, relative. These people online, they're charging crazy prices and it might or might not work. So really relative. I don't even reply to that, because here's the thing. And this is for my fellow spiritual workers there. You want to make sure that you're working with people who are serious. There's nothing free in this world. I have yet to find something that is free. You're always paying for something, with energy, with your time. Like right now, you guys, I'm so blessed. I'm grateful to you for taking the time. I'm trying to give you practical advice that you can put in action in your life. I'm trying to give you insights here about how a few of you guys have worked with me before. I'm trying to give you stuff that you can take with you and apply in your own life from, right? This is all that's needed to know. Paid high price, then God ghosted, stay away. That's it. Done. Thank you, Allah, for not bringing this person into my life. You are the best. Thank you. That's all you needed to know. Not the interviews, not nothing. That's all you need to know. Just some unknown character online. Squatch 6862. These bastards get paid for cheating people and nobody can do anything about it. That makes me so angry. You know what? Let me up this. Makes me angry too, Squatch. You know what they say, if the shoe fits? Makes me angry too. In this case, the shoe definitely does not fit. One thing I want to point out here when we look about Lobotomy Cat, because she or he is the one who said all this. I look at their profile. They have like unlimited reviews of spellcasters. So imagine, guys, okay? Imagine a glass of water. I'm telling you, I don't know who laughed. I'm telling you should look at this. Lobotomy Cat, 350 contributions over 5 years of Reddit. So you've been on Reddit for 5 years. I've been doing Magic Online for 5 years. You've been telling people are fake for 5 years. I've been helping people for real for 5 years. Okay? But imagine you take this glass of water. You put water in it. I give you water. Pure, safe. You can drink all the water you want. You could die of drinking too much water, but right? You can drink all the water you want. It is safe. It is stable. Your body accepts it. Your body is ready for it. Your body yearns for it. Then you go to another spiritual worker. Then you put crush. Then you go to another one. Let's put something similar. Fanta. Then you go to another one. You put Coca-Cola. Then you go to another one. You put pineapple juice. Then you go to another one. He puts piss. Then you go to another one. He puts some psychedelic stuff. And this container here is you, is your body. It is your reality. It is your life. How are you going to taste what I've given you when you have put so many things in it? From untrusted sources, They send you a picture, they tell you, oh, I lit a candle in your name and I did some work. You get the actual agreement. If people who read Arabic, they can read what is written in the agreement. You get the email and it tells you the mandate, and if you translate it, it's going to be the same thing. Out of all these people, it is me who didn't work. How can you say that confidently? How can you come to that conclusion with certainty? This is important, guys. I have clients who are avid practitioners. I make my work simple, accessible, and easy for them to implement, but they still want to do their stuff on the side. I tell them very plainly in the guide they get, hey, spirits don't get along together. Okay? There are only so many kings that you get into the same room until they start fighting each other. It does not apply to my work because, again, the kings that work with have already given their prior consent to work together. That's why you can see me. I can provide you with a 7 kings pact, a 4 kings pact, a 12 kings pact or contract, a 28 kings contract or pact. They have already agreed to work together. But if you are mixing things up from different currents, even if we're all doing Arabic magic from different people, you are shooting yourself in the foot. We live in the era of consumerism, but there's also spiritual consumerism nowadays. People want to go from one thing to the next. And I guarantee you that you cannot do that in today's modern world, in this field which is very treacherous, and go unscathed. You will catch something. Something will attach to you. I see it all the time. I read this book, I did this ritual, something attached to me. I went with this practitioner, they gave me this, they gave me that. Things started going haywire. When you see someone who has 350 contributions over 5 years, no one works at this point. If you go to someone who is a professional, who's experienced, who knows what they're talking about, they say, when you give this work to me, don't do anything else. Apart from praying to Allah for your dream outcome, don't do anything else because it muddies the waters. You don't want to do that in your personal practice. When you are hiring professionals online, you don't want to do that because by wanting too much, by being too eager to get things quickly and easily, you end up blocking your own blessings by getting too many things involved. I'm going to give you the best example. Have you ever been on a vacation or had a plan with friends and no one could agree on what to do next? That is very low stakes. We just know this one wants to go eat, the other one wants to go to the beach, the other one wants to go do activities, the other one wants to go to the buffet, the other one wants to go to the restaurant, the other one wants to go to sleep. This is a very low stakes situation with human beings, and we are more amenable to working harmoniously and happily and cooperatively. What about spirits? What about jinns? No, I know better. No, I know better. No, I know better. Hey. You shot yourself in the foot. Anyways, so no ghosting here. I'm here for you. You need anything, come get in touch with me. People on Reddit blaming other people, taking responsibility for your own actions and decisions. I'm here for you to work with you constructively. But again, can't take responsibility for what you do. 350, hand on fire, guys, hand on fire. I bet any money, spiritual blockages, spiritual affliction, because you cannot have this and go unscathed. All right. Moving on to the next one. Reda. Hi, I stumbled upon Reda Ruhani's YouTube, then found his website and his Instagram. Good. So you see this person's doing their due diligence. They're doing their research. It's interesting, but the first few videos I listened to seemed like a light listen. Oh, easy listening. Yeah, I try to make it easy for you, so thank you. Regardless of my opinion, have any of you worked with him or been in contact with him? People here have been in contact with me, so maybe you can go and reply to him. I know I'll be posting this video for them to check out. If you don't mind me asking, for you to explain the reason you reached out to him and if you found it beneficial. Omar Wakar here says, I reached out to him a couple years ago. He seems pretty knowledgeable. I can't really say anything beyond that. I didn't end up taking any classes or anything. All I can do is offer you the same advice I offer everyone, which is if you're going to pay for something, make sure it's accredited and good, solid information, and the person you're involved with is not exploiting you or your situation. Stay skeptical. Very sound advice, Omar. Very sound advice. I cannot have put it any better than that, to be honest with you. Solid advice. So yeah, by the way, mentorship, or a lot of people are reaching out to me. It's been closed because it's at full capacity. There is a waiting list. I'm not taking on new students. 2 years ago, it was closed at that time, just as a PSA. Make sure it's accredited. So I didn't look. I don't know about any accreditations in this field. Otherwise, a lot of people would be losing their shirt. So accredited, is that like maybe following like a Sufi tariqa, or I don't know, but I've never seen an accredited spiritual worker. Maybe I should get a degree for spiritual work, but good solid information. I try, but it's not always easy. You can only guide people whose hearts, ears, and minds are open. You want to be really careful about that. There's a lot of exploitation in this field. A lot of people who are going to use your fears, your concerns, your situation against you. You come to them with an issue, they give you two other issues. So you are constantly submerged by problems and they make you dependent. This is especially true in the realm of spiritual healing, when people, they'll ask for your information, then they will start cursing you, so you buy more stuff from them. One of my clients, her name is Layla. There's a full interview talking about that on YouTube. This is something that I see a lot. If you guys are interested, let me know. I'm going to do a video about all the scams that I've seen to really raise people's awareness, because there's some crazy stuff out there. And it's not always in your face with threats or blackmail. A lot of times it is just under the table, so to speak. So stay skeptical. I agree with you. But there is always this balance, right? A healthy dose of skepticism with a healthy dose of faith. You don't want to have blind faith, right? Like, for example, you don't want to believe in Allah blindly, right? If you can find scientific facts or things that are really going to strengthen that faith with actual analytical information, your faith is going to be stronger for that. So skeptical, yes, but faith as well. You don't want one to take away from the other. How does one know if something or someone is accredited? And what would be a good indicator of what is exploiting one's situation? Very good questions here. I like the subreddit a little bit more. It's more constructive. People are helping each other out. This is the right energy for Reddit. People sharing their experiences and giving each other's pointers. I love it. You can see there's more of a positive vibe about this. I think this depends on how much disposable income you have. You hit the nail on the head, Omar, because you don't want to spend your last dollar on spiritual work. Whenever I have someone who says, you know what, I'm going to raise the money, I'm going to put the money together. Oh, no way, Jose. Because guess what? I'm not going to pay your electrical bill. I'm not going to pay your gas bill. If you take your last dime and spend it on spiritual work, you don't need a spiritual worker. You need a financial advisor. You need to have your priorities together. Okay? Disposable income. This is not going to the movies or going on vacation. Of course, when you spend on spiritual work, it is because of something that is near and dear to your heart, that is important for you. You're willing to invest in it, but you shouldn't spend your last dollar. You shouldn't. And I've had many times, I tell them, I don't feel comfortable. So again, it's not something disposable like buying a pack of gum. Take care of yourself first. That's the number one reason. Second reason is lust for result. When people tell me what tier of pact or contract should I get, I say go with what's comfortably within your means. Why? Because if you spend your last dollar, your entire fortune on spiritual work, whether with me, it's with anyone, you are naturally going to have that stress, that anxiety, that lust for result. That creates interference and further delay. That liberates a negative energy which goes against manifestation. Spiritual work is governed by the same laws of manifestation, right? You want to have that faithful, grateful energy that, oh, I spend the money, the work is done, I do my part, I make the offerings, I move on with my life, and things are just going to happen. That's what you want. Happy-go-lucky. You don't want, oh my God, I spent all this money, I hope it works. That is enough to block your blessings, to block your results. And again, whatever you get is not going to be enough. Omar, again, good information, good guidance, good advice. Thank you, Omar. If you have very little money to begin with and you're spending the last of your money on something intangible, like the hopes and dreams that a magician will solve your problems, I would say that they are exploiting you. But they're not exploiting you. You're exploiting yourself. Like in my case, I would say no. But if they find someone who's unethical, they're going to take the money. So is it really, I don't know. To say they're exploiting you, no. You are exploiting yourself. I think Omar was trying to be nice here. I think he was going soft on this person like, they're exploiting. Nah, not really, man. Like, you're responsible for your own self. Anyways, if you're in a vulnerable state, like emotionally unstable or grieving someone or mentally ill, and they take advantage of that in order to make money from you, they are exploiting you. Fair enough. Fair enough. If the person is repeatedly asking you for money over and over again before, probably they're scamming you. Then I would say they're exploiting you. a little bit or no money upfront, so they get their information, and then, oh, I need to do this. This needs to be done. I had a client, he's West African, and they were asking for offerings. At the beginning, they said, we're going to make this pact for you, and you're only going to need to make this offering like every once a year. Then it started to be every 6 months, every 3 months. Then after that, it was every month. He needed another solution. Okay, so then I can say not exactly scamming you, but exploiting you. Now they're really exploiting you. Now they're really bleeding you dry. Scamming you is someone who is going to take your money, not give you anything in return, or they're going to make you believe that you got something when you really had nothing, like sending you a picture. One of my clients jokingly, when he met me, said, yeah, they're just gonna do the same scan and send it to different people. But in my case, you have your name, information, your wishes, everything is written down. In my case, I give you the actual work. I'm not giving you a picture or like a souvenir or a proof. You get the actual work. You can read it. You can see what's written in it. Very good pointers there, Omar. I cannot fault you for that. You're right on the money. If a person is requesting lots of personal information or sensitive information, it could be a red flag that they may be trying to socially engineer you or steal your identity. You want to be really careful, guys. Again, it goes back to the point I made earlier. Every time you are reaching to a spiritual worker, every time you're doing a ritual with someone, you are taking a chance. You are taking a risk. And you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? I've had people, they're like, Reda's awesome. Let me go see other practitioners who are in the Arabic magic field and see what they have to say. And they live to regret it. I've had clients who worked with me, then they say, oh, let me learn about Arabic magic. They started buying courses and books and lived to regret it. This field, just the safety, it's not worth it. You can lose your entire life and negatively affect your loved ones, your family, your career, your health, everything. So this crazy when you say people, oh, free reading. You know what they say? Free reading, free tarot, this, give me your name. Oh, free check for spiritual afflictions. You know what they say, right? If it's free, you are the product. Everything we get today that is free, we are the product. From software to free readings to this and that, we are the product. Could be a red flag, definitely a red flag. Socially engineer, this field is treacherous. It tends to attract the wrong kind of people, workers and clients, professionals and clients. It's a very muddy, murky field. It's one thing to hire a psychic to entertain guests at an event or to spend $20 or so for an online palm reading if you understand what you're getting for your money. It's another for a self-described psychic, spiritualist, or medium to promise to remove a curse, restore your health, bring you riches, and return the love of your life to you if you pony up enough cash. Yeah, exactly. If they promise you any sort of result, they say this is guaranteed, this is going to happen, forget about it. That is like not a red flag. That is a red pole on the red flag with a red lighthouse going like that. Anyone who promises you a result, guys, they are taking you for a ride. No one can promise outcomes because outcomes depend on the person. If someone promises you an outcome, run away because it means they will say anything to get your money. You want this person to come back, just send the money. Oh yeah, you want to be famous and rich, just send the money. I had a guy the other day, he says, I want to be famous, wealthy, and powerful. Great, let's meet for a consultation. I need to see what you have going for you. What are you doing to manifest these things? Don't we all? Doesn't everybody? So it's not, oh yeah, just go buy this pack, this king, and this and that here, and we're going to do this for you. No, we have to see. We're not in Aladdin here, okay? We're not in Aladdin. I know him from one podcast where he interviewed the senior student, Reda Ruhani Sheikh. What he says is mostly legit, but I don't know his services. I think on FB you could find some reviews. Another person checked on FB again, Facebook business page. I think he's talking about Ali, but I don't know a student of who. I know that he has a teacher and he speaks very highly of him. He respects him as he should. So that was a long time ago. I think that was 2021, first year. Is it with Ali? Yes, I listened to that video on YouTube and I find it agreeable, but doesn't their work go against everything that was said in that video, or am I missing something? You're definitely missing something because there's nothing that we say. I've been speaking to Ali for such a long time, share the same teacher, alhamdulillah, but I will not reveal him. Agreed. Occultism means, so I respect that. Me, there's so much stuff that I don't share. Totally normal. If you're sharing too much, I learned my mistake. I can tell you that much. I learned from that. When I started, I wanted to share this and make this known to everyone, but you can't do that. I know Ali. Ali is an amazing guy, honest man, professional, serious, hardworking, God-fearing man, family man. MashaAllah, I have nothing but good things to say about Ali. And as a spiritual worker, you can see through the facade of people. I have nothing but good things to say about Ali. I've never seen anything that is conflicting or that he says something and does something else or whatever. But who knows? But Ali, for me, my interactions, my conversations, everything, I have nothing but good things to say. I have the utmost respect for that man, mashallah. And I think Wali, if he has the same teacher, you can speak to that. So blessings to you guys. Deserve every bit of success, every bit of good that comes your way. I can say at least Sheikh Ali work doesn't go against what Ali said. Allah knows best. Okay, Sheikh Ali is from Salam, can you guide me to the Ruhani Sheikh brother? I'm suffering from black magic for a long time. Okay, so this is not even about me anymore. Abu Nadir is more legit. So this is Abu Nadir. I don't know who Abu Nadir is. Let's see Abu Nadir. This is Ruqya. Ruqya. Okay, so this is a Ruqya thing. Look, about Ruqya, guys, I'm going to be totally transparent with you. I'm going to make a dedicated video about Ruqya. If Ruqya worked permanently, indefinitely to heal serious spiritual afflictions, I wouldn't be having a healing practice. Ruqya, anyone can do it. You can open the Quran. You don't need a raqi. You don't need anyone to read from you. People are actually getting better results by reading for themselves than others doing it for them. And if it worked definitively, I would not be having a healing practice. None whatsoever. Everyone can do it themselves. Okay? That's all I can say. Inshallah, I plan on doing a video dedicated about Ruqya to dispel some myths, to really get points across to people who are Muslims, non-Muslims. I've seen people from all walks of life, all cultures, because when you are in a bad situation with a heavy spiritual affliction, you get very flexible with your beliefs and where you seek God's light. So, again, there's something for everyone. Let me see if there's anything else about me. Okay, Reda Ruhani, all repo. So I think this person is looking for the stuff I was releasing on Patreon a few years ago. People ask me about Patreon. It's been closed since 2022, or even before that, if I'm not mistaken. And I heard that there's some people circulating my rituals, my seals online. I had a client the other day, he said that he bought them from someone on a Dropbox. And people are disappointed. Obviously, the people who were there, who were paying for it, who were subscribed, who were supporting me, they're disappointed. So now people, when they say all repo, yeah, I know my rituals are being shared out there, and someone is actually selling them and profiting from them. People are still practicing. What the client, he told me the guy bought it on a Dropbox and he did the rituals and followed the steps and got his wishes and life has changed. This is stuff I was giving away because I thought if there's volume, if there are people, it's worth it. But at the end of the day, what gets the most attention, it's always the fakes and the fraudsters and people who are taking people for a ride, people who are telling them what they want to hear, or who are playing a role, a persona. They don't want a guy who's down to earth talking to you like me. They want someone who goes like this and, that's what they want. They want a mystique. When I look at my name, there's nothing else. I want to make sure because I'm not going to do these every time. But hey, who knows? Arabic High Magic. Let's see. Arabic High Magic. D45 fan. Arabic High Magic. I'm just curious if anyone is familiar with his work and if they have any experience with his readings. So this person wrote it exactly as it is on Etsy. What about the reviews on Etsy? Don't listen to those. Go see. For all you know, you might be asking a competitor or someone who's a hater or whatever. For all you know, why don't you? If I want to buy something, I'm going to go check with the people who already bought it. Mooney, 5 months ago, said, the real witch is not educated and will not use internet. Who is here are scams and they will keep asking for more and more money. And maybe they will threaten you with personal information, especially Moroccan. Born and raised in Morocco, and Egyptian. Some of the best people that I know are Egyptian. You forgot Indian, Indonesian, African. You forgot Caucasian, Russian, Bulgarian, Romanian, British. You forgot Italian, Moroccan, and Egyptian. Who hurt you? That's racist at best and ignorant. The real witch is not educated. Let me tell you something. If you want to work with someone with any field, you want them to be as educated as they can possibly be. This field requires education. You need to have a basis of general culture. Right now, before the algorithms and the platforms that can calculate degrees of signs of planets for you, astrology was really big because Allah talks about astronomy in the Quran. Before you can analyze, because now everyone is improvising themselves an astrologer. But back in the day, you had to be a mathematician. You had to be an astronomer. Then comes the interpretation of what everything is happening through observation, right? What do we have? Spiritual workers, sages, men and women. They were multidisciplinary geniuses. Jabir ibn Hayyan, whom they call Geber, right? In alchemy and physics. They have another one. Avicenna, Ibn Sina. The list goes on and on. So not educated? What hole of what mountain, of what cave do you come from? Not educated. And will not use the internet. We are in the era of internet. We are beyond internet. We are in AI. And no, the witch is not going to use internet. Yeah, poor witch. May Allah help that witch or that magician or that spiritual worker who is not using the internet. May Allah help them. And if you live in this world, you have a duty to try and help the most people that you can, to try and reach them for their benefit and your benefit. I'm working with magic squares. I have to do mathematical equations. This is what we do here, right? You need to know the hour, this and that. If that's not education, what is? It's not putting a few herbs together, getting dirt from the crossroads, saying a few words and hoping for the best. This is a science. Moroccan and Egyptian. Proudly Moroccan. Dima Maghreb. Dima Maghreb.